Hey, how's it going, guys? In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to import Pandas DataFrame to a Google Sheets using the Google Sheets API. So I'm pretty sure almost everyone these days, so at least majority of the people who use Gmail have used Google Sheets before. And here, let me open my Google Drive. I'm going to create a blank Google Sheets. So basically, we're going to do everything from scratch. So here I'll click on New, and I'll create a brand new Google Sheets. And so before we begin, here on this website, digital.nhs.uk, and so I'll post a link in the video description below. Basically, here for this exercise, we're going to import this clinical commissioning group prescribing data. And I already downloaded the data. Here's the CSV file, and you can see that the data is quite large. So we have 38,000. Yep, we have 38,000 rows and 568 records. Actually, 57 records. So 38,567 rows of records. And so by default, if you use Google Sheet often enough, you know there's a function called import data function, and which allows you to import any CSV file from an external data source. But one of the drawback is that, so let me show you. So here, let me grab the link of the CSV file, and so I'll paste over to the URL parameter. And one of the drawback with this function is that there's a row limitation. So here, let me make that as a string. And so here, you can see that we'll get this error: resource at URL contents exceed maximum size. And that's where this tutorial idea is coming from. I want to be able to import any CSV file regardless the value size. And also, one of the nice thing about using the Google Sheets API is that there's no limitation on the quota. So you can use the API as often as you want, as much as you want, and it won't cost you a cent. Show you where we are right now. Okay, and so here I have a blank Google Sheets. Let's give the Google Sheet a name. So let's call these DF collections. And I'm going to name this worksheet from Sheet 1 to DF. And we also need to grab the Google Sheet ID. So on the top, you should see a unique ID that is assigned to the Google Sheet after this forward dash. And copy the ID. And now open your Python editor and create a blank Python script. So here I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to call this Google Sheets ID. And I'll paste the Google Sheets ID to assign to this variable. And here I already create a function to create a service to create any API service instance. And I'll post the code on my website, and the link will be in the video description. So here, let's first of all import the Google module. And from the module, I already created a function called create service. And next, we need to import the Pandas module. And let me just run these two lines manually. So it's like, okay, so there's no module named Pandas. Oh, here, should be Pandas. Here you go. Okay, now that looks good. So let me close these and let's continue. So from the create service function, we have 4 parameters. So we have the client secret file, which is the location of your client secret JSON file, the API name, and API version. So here, let's go ahead and create the remaining variables. So we need the client secret file. And we need the API service name. API version. So with Google Sheets 1 version 4, and we need the scopes. So here, let me grab the scope real quick. I'm going to use the spreadsheet scope, which is going to request full permission to use the Google Sheets. And next, let's go ahead and create our service instance. So from the create service function, we need to provide the client secret file, API service name, and API version, and lastly the scopes. Now, if we just run all these lines by itself, so here let me log in real quick. So it's going to ask you to choose an account. Which account do you want to grant the permission to use the Google Sheets service? So I'm going to use my dummy account, and here next. Oops, this app isn't verified. So I forgot to enable the Google Sheets service. So let me pause the video real quick, and I'll be back. Okay, now I'm back, and so here let me start over this, and I figure out the issue. So there was a security check issue. So here let me run the script, and here's the login screen. I'm going to click on this my dummy account, and so here I get this message: this app isn't verified, and I need to do some Google search to see if I need to do additional things inside the code. But here you want to click on advanced, and it could be a Firefox issue. But here you want to continue and click on go to Google API demo. And since I created this app, so I know that the program is pretty safe. Now here that will take you to the permission requesting page, and click on allow, and that'll granting the permission to use the Google Sheets service for that account. Okay, now close this browser. Now that will generate a new token file. Now the service created successfully, so now we can basically continue with the remaining of the script. So here I'm going to create my URL. So let's grab the link. And it's gonna be a raw string. And we also need to, so here I'm going to use the Pandas module, so PD, and there's a method called read CSV. I'm going to import the CSV file to a data frame first. So I'll provide the link. And so let's just run these two lines for now, and let's take a look. Oops, there's a typo. URL. Okay, and here's my. So let's take a quick look at the data frame real quick, and let's take a look at the first 10 records. So we have the dates and quarter. So this is the area team code and so on. So basically, the data frame now contains all the records from the this CSV file. So if we just do a count, and we have 38,567 records, and that matches to the CSV file. Okay, now that's great. The last thing we need to do is we need to use the Google Sheet API and export the entire data frame to our Google Spreadsheet. And to do that, so here I'm going to create my variable. This is going to be the output. So I'm going to call this output response response underscore data. And here we create our service. And from the service, you want to call the spreadsheet API. And so here we want to do dot values dot append. Oops. And for the first parameter, we need to provide the spreadsheet ID. And next, we need to tell the Google Sheets API that the input option is raw. And next is the range. So the range parameter, is asking where on your Google Sheets do you want to insert the table. And so let's do this in cell B2. So it will be DF. And exclamation sign in D2. And for the body, that will be the data frame. So here we need to use the dictionary function. And we need to provide additional information to tell the Google Sheet API about the data that we're about to export into our Google Sheet. So here we need to provide our major dimension. And it's going to be rows. And for the values, it will be the data frame dot T. So we need to transpose the data first, and next we need to reset the index. And next we need to transpose the data again, and dot values that we need to convert this to a list. Let me double check. 1, 2, and 3. So this is extra. Okay, that looks okay, I think. Now let's just give it a try. And it doesn't seem like there's any typo. I'm going to kill the terminal first. Now here, let me just press F5 to run the program. And okay, now here's a typo. So I'm getting a HTTP error. So let me stop this. And so here, I'll run everything manually. So here, let me run this line right here. Okay, df is not defined. Oh, so here, let me run everything first. Okay, now let me just run this line right here. Okay, that'll work. Oops. Okay. And so here we have the range value. And let me just run the response data. Let's take a doesn't like the syntax or something. Okay, so it is working, and so here let me take a look. Oh, I know why. So the non-value. So one of the drawback with using the Google Sheets API is that, actually not Google Sheet, with using Pandas DataFrame, is that with the blank cells, and those are going to be treated as non-value, kind of like a null value. And we need to basically trick the system, and we'll replace all the empty cells with empty strings. So here, let me go back. And so here I'm going to import the NumPy module, and I'll clear everything. We have the data frame, and let's replace the null value empty strings. And so this should be in place. Set that to 2. Oops. And let me just take a look at the first 10 records. Okay, now let me try this again. So I'll run just this section by itself. Okay, now that finished it. Okay, great. So here's the data, and so we import the data successfully. And here somehow I mistyped this from B2 to D2, but oops. But as you can see that we were able to import this large chunk of large value of data, and using the Google Sheets API. So if we just do a quick check, and let me highlight everything in column D. And so let me move my browser. So here we get the counts of 38,568 rows. So that means everything's running smoothly. Now let's do a test. So I'm going to delete everything. So I'm going to import. I'm going to write a script to import 2 CSV file to my Google Spreadsheet. So here I'll name this worksheet df2, and I'll name this tab df1. And so let me grab the link real quick. Now let me open my browser. So here there's from GitHub. There's someone was named Francis. Was nice enough to post a pretty large value of CSV file, and so here's the link. And I'm going to write a program. So I'm going to use this script and to import both CSV file with this script that we wrote. So here is response data 1, and I'm going to create another URL. Let's code this URL 2, and we'll put the data in A1 this time. And I'll copy this section, and I'll paste over. I'll name this df2. And this will be df2. And the tab name will be df1. Okay, let me just do a double check. Okay, everything looks good. Now let me save the script, and I'll convert this to a function. Okay, now let me clear everything. Let me just press F5 to run the program by itself. Alright, now here the program finished running. Now let's go back to our Google Spreadsheet. And let me close these. And so here's our data set number 1. So I think Google Sheet is still loading. Okay, and because eventually it's a pretty big, two really big chunk of data sets. So here we get 38,568 records, and not records, rows. And here's, if we go to, oops, here the data is the same. So I made a mistake. So let's take a look. df2. Oh, so here I forgot to change that to df2, and that's it. Yeah, and then this is the final script. I'm not going to run the revision, but since we know the code works, and yeah, but I mean everything looks pretty good to me. So this is everything I have to show you in this video, and I think this is going to be pretty useful to many of you guys. I know a lot of big companies like Salesforce, Google, almost every single large companies, and many medium to small companies, they all use Google Sheet service. And sometimes when you need to share data sets, then Google Sheets, in my opinion, is a much better choice than Office 365. But yeah, so this is everything I have to show you guys in this video. And if you like this video, please give my video a like and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.